Hey friends, it's me, Erin, your friendly neighborhood energy alchemist with today's Schumann resonance report for Tuesday, July 8th. It's going to be a rough one if I can't even remember it's the 8th this early in the month. All right, you guys, some exciting stuff going on here that I really want to point out to you on the graph. We'll get to this in a second. But you see this space in here? This was basically the doorway for the 7-7 portal, the opening till the closing. Inside these two white spikes, all of this release came forward to allow us to step into the 7-7 portal. It would have been helpful if I could have predicted this, but it's hard to predict. I can only tell you in hindsight, but looking here, clearly we have an opening and a closing of the 7-7 portal filled with tons of release over the last few days to help us step into something new. This is really important for a couple reasons. One of the biggest reasons, we had a timeline jump. We did. We had a timeline jump. Right at the end of the 7-7 portal, we had a collective timeline jump, and then we started receiving all this massive, big, high vibrational white energy. On the Italian graph, it's actually blacked out. That energy coming in, I believe, is so strong that it's causing this graph to go offline. So it's really intense this morning. The push of the new energy associated with this new timeline started around 4 a.m. Central Time, is continuing very high frequency right now. For me, I jumped out of bed. I had been feeling kind of in a funk for the last few days. And remember, I talked about I was feeling this melancholy. I was feeling kind of weird. Yesterday, I felt really drained in the afternoon. Look at this. Look at how clearly it lines up for us just to say, hey, I was just helping you get rid of some crap you were hanging on to because we're going somewhere fun now. I don't know a lot about astrology, but I know there's been a big transit recently into Uranus transit. You'll have to look it up what that means for you. But this transit is something that stays there for a while and not common. So see where that sits in your astrological house, because this timeline jump is inviting you to step into what this planet is bringing into your system. I love it when my dreams line up with what I see on the graph too. So let me tell you about my dream last night. Last night in my dream, I was sitting outside in my own front yard. It was so real. Like when I first woke up, I thought, wait, did I really do that? One of those dreams. So I'm in my own front yard and I'm looking up and I could see this, like the northern lights, but it was white, okay? I have never seen the northern lights from where I live in Illinois. I'm too far south. But I saw it like a ribbon go across the sky, and it was this beautiful white color. And I had this huge feeling of just like my body relaxed, and I felt like I let go of a lot of tension. And in my dream, I started crying and laughing at the same time. And I had this overwhelming feeling of excitement of, oh my gosh, here we go. This is so exciting. So let's talk about a timeline jump, okay? This video might be a little bit longer today, so hang out with me. Don't run away. And I do have cards. When I'm talking about a timeline jump seen on this graph, I am speaking to the awakened collective. This is information that I have received through multiple meditations and years of watching this, that when we see a black line here, this is indicating that the awakened collective has chosen to focus together enough in the same direction that it has shifted our trajectory for the better. I will never get information about going down on a timeline or going into a bad area, because that's not how my spirits work, and you don't go backwards like that. That does not mean the unawakened collective is not affected by this change, but they often cannot quite articulate why they feel the way they do. This timeline shift tends to bring up things like Mandela effects, big ones for the community, small ones just for you. Glitches in the matrix. You might have a lot of deja vu today. You might have finding things that you thought for sure were lost, or finding doubles of things that you know you only had one of. These are all the kind of things that happen with this. The change on the actual timeline itself is relatively subtle. It's not something we see immediately. It's a gentle shift, like a shifting of train tracks over onto a next path. We also all individually have our own timelines. Those timelines shift hundreds and hundreds of times per day based on what you are focused on. This is not that. This is collective, that is individual. With the individual timeline, you want to kind of think of it like individual frames in a movie strip, like a film strip, right? Depending on where your projected is pointed depends on the frame that gets lit up, right? That's the best way to think about that. So if your projector is focused on things that like tragedy, then that's what you're going to project into your reality. But if you turn your focus to something that feels better, that's what you project into your reality. And again, I'm not telling anybody to bury their head in the sand. I'm saying to mindfully choose what you focus on so that you can modulate your own frequency. You are no help to anybody else if you've already wallowed in the dirt and feel helpless. How's that going to help anybody? It's not. I believe very strongly that what I saw in my dream was this timeline. Time-wise, it matches up, and I feel it in my bones. And Reiki Rachel, girl, you did us a favor with your 7/7 portal and all that release. Look at it, Rachel. Look at it. In meditation this morning, I could barely keep myself still. I was so excited. It's like there's so much energy rushing through me. I'm just ready to get started and do something new. I cannot wait to take advantage of this new energy. I cannot wait to see where this timeline jump takes us. I am overjoyed with this feeling this morning, and I hope you are too. I also want to say, in the dream, I had this sense of an overwhelming, like a new wave of awakening happening on the planet. We are like starting to see the crest of that wave. What that means is more and more people are starting to awaken. They're starting to question their reality. They're starting to question, is it, all the things you question when you're waking up. What is manifestation? What is law of attraction? What is this? What is reincarnation? So when your friends start asking you questions, be careful not to overwhelm them. And if you are new here, hi, welcome. We're glad you're here. There's so much to learn, and we can't wait to teach you. All right, here's our cards for today, and I'm going to say there's a little bit of interesting card read here. So today we are getting the Wheel of Fortune. Change is upon us, friends. That timeline jump happened for a reason, and it's welcoming in something better. My guides are saying we have been working to release the manipulation that we've been allowing ourselves to experience. We got this twice. So much manipulation. King of Cups in reverse, as well as King of Wands in reverse, letting us know that something's been manipulating what we've been seeing, but we've been working to confront, recognize, and release these things. This has shifted us as a collective into a state of expansion. So again, Wheel of Fortune is saying we've done it. We're starting this change. We're starting to recognize the manipulation that's been happening all around us, confront it, release the burden of carrying that manipulation any further, and stepping into a great state of expansion. I mean, look at that beautiful sun. There's the bunnies. Bunnies are out, birds are out, beautiful sun is out. It's a wonderful day. Are you ready to set your intentions for today and get started? Because I am. All right, take a nice, big, deep breath in and release. Drop your shoulders and just remind yourself, not only is today a brand new day, today is a brand new timeline. How are you going to seed this timeline with the ideas of what you want to see happen? How are you going to take the action to help yourself embody this new timeline? What are you going to do for yourself today? And don't forget, as always, today is a great day, friends. It's a great day.